All right, let's cut through all the noise, all the hot takes, and get right to it. We're doing the ultimate NFL power ranking. And we're not just looking at the scoreboard here. We're breaking down the teams that are truly defining what it means to be great in this league right now.
And this quote really hits the nail on the head. This league is absolutely jam-packed with talent. So what's the secret sauce? What separates the good from the truly, truly great? Well, it's this rare mix of elite players, brilliant coaching, and a winner's mindset that you just can't teach.
So just so we're all on the same page, here's how we're judging these teams. It's a three-part formula. First, overall performance. That tells us who they are today. Then roster strength. That shows us what they could be. And finally, recent success. I mean, can they actually get it done when the lights are on? It's the whole picture.
Okay, let's start with the group I call the contenders. These are teams that are right there, knocking on the door of greatness. They're loaded, they can beat anyone on any given Sunday, but each one has that one big, nagging question mark holding them back from being a true favorite.
Kicking things off at number 9, we've got a team that is always, and I mean always, in the conversation, but they just can't seem to get over that final hump.
Yep, it's the Dallas Cowboys. A team that looks like a world beater from September through December, but then something happens in January.
And really, this slide says it all, doesn't it? Their offense can be one of the best in the league, and that pass rush, it's an absolute nightmare for other teams. But none of that seems to matter in the playoffs. That inability to win the big one, it's the ghost that just keeps haunting them.
Coming in at number 8, we have a team that's all about pure electrifying speed. But the big question is, can all that excitement actually beat the league's best? The Miami Dolphins. We're talking about an offense that's basically a track meet on grass. They can score from literally anywhere at any time.
You see, Miami's speed is their ultimate weapon. The way they scheme guys open is just brilliant. But here's the problem. They have consistently struggled against the more physical, top-tier teams. So the question remains, can they find a way to win when the game slows down and turns into a dogfight?
Now, at number 7, we've got a team that is the complete opposite of the Dolphins. They aren't built on flash and speed. They are built on pure brute force.
The Philadelphia Eagles. This team is constructed from the inside out. They're built to dominate the line of scrimmage on every single play, period.
The Eagles' physicality just makes them a horrible matchup for most teams. They can run the ball whenever they want, which controls the clock and just wears down the other team's defense. It's an old-school recipe for success, and man, it works, especially when the playoffs roll around.
And finally, rounding out our contenders at number 6, we have a team that isn't really defined by its lines or its speed, but by the singular, jaw-dropping talent of its quarterback. The Buffalo Bills. This is a team that lives and dies by its superstar quarterback. He can make plays that nobody else on the planet can even dream of, but he can also make some really costly mistakes. Look, the Bills' offense is one of the most exciting things to watch in all of football, but relying on your quarterback to be a superhero every week is a total double-edged sword. When he's on, they're unbeatable, but when he's off, that same aggressive style can lead to back-breaking turnovers. Okay, so we're making a jump now. We're moving up a level. We're leaving the contenders behind and stepping into the realm of the truly elite. These are the teams with fewer holes, the teams who have proven they know how to win when it counts. Welcome to the top of the mountain. These aren't just teams hoping to make the Super Bowl. These are the teams that every other franchise is desperately trying to figure out how to beat. Kicking off our elite tier, we've got a team that has clawed its way to the top and looks more than ready to take that final championship step. The Detroit Lions. I'm telling you, this team has built a culture of toughness and grit that has become the absolute envy of the entire league. The Lions are just a masterclass in how you build a powerhouse in today's NFL. They aren't just a bunch of talented guys. They are a single unit that plays with a massive chip on their shoulder. Their balanced offense and that relentless defense make them a nightmare to play against. And this chart right here shows you exactly why they're so dangerous. They aren't a one-trick pony. They're a complete team. They excel everywhere. That kind of balance means there's no glaring weakness for opponents to attack, and that's what makes them a legitimate Super Bowl contender. You know, the Lions' success really comes down to patience and sticking to a long-term plan. They built this team the right way, and now they're seeing the results. Honestly, this timeline is the perfect roadmap for any franchise that wants to build a consistent winner.
And that brings us to a super important point. It's no accident that the same teams are always in the hunt, right? It's because they've all mastered this championship formula. You find that quarterback, you build a fortress around him, and you get the right coach to glue it all together.
And now, it's time to reveal our number one team, the one that has set the gold standard in the NFL for years, the team that everyone else is chasing.
The number one team in the entire National Football League is the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, come on, a generational quarterback, a Hall of Fame head coach, and a championship pedigree that is just second to none in the modern game.
The Chiefs are the whole package. They've got the best quarterback in football, a coach who is always playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, and a core group of guys that just knows how to win. It's that championship mentality, that unbreakable belief that they're going to win, that truly sets them apart. They are the undisputed kings of the NFL.
So, after all that, what have we learned? What is the secret ingredient that separates the contenders from the undisputed champions? It all comes down to this simple truth. In the NFL, you're only as good as your last performance. Greatness isn't something you achieve, it's something you have to re-earn every single week. If you're not getting better, you're getting left behind.
The NFL landscape is always shifting. There's always a new team on the rise, ready to take a shot at the throne. So the real question is, who do you think is going to climb this list and crack the top 5 next season? Let me know what you think.